coming to you live from sunny Isles, Florida. Today we're going to do a little special spaces. And after the monologue's done, we'll ask for a little class participation. And we're going to see how this goes. Before I start, I want to address all the religious people. And if you might retweet this, everyone in here, let's get a very, very big crowd because I got a very, very big message. To the religious people, I want to say this. I 100% agree with you that there 1,000, 10,000, 1,000,000% agree with you that there is a God. Many gods. One of them is running this matrix. That's for sure. I don't disagree that there's a higher power. As a matter of fact, I acknowledge that I'm fucking nothing. And this deity holds all the cards. Almost all of them. You know, we're talking about David versus Goliath times 1,000,000. So, one of those type of deals. You know, imagine being down 2,000 to 0 and you need to come back and win a best of 5,000, you know. Something like that. Those type of odds. So I want to make this abundantly clear. I'm not one of those people who are going to tell you I'm a god and we're all gods. Yes, we all have abilities. If we decalcify our pineal gland, yes, all those abilities that those superheroes have, we could have if we didn't have our teeth fucked with, food fucked with, water fucked with, energy, radio waves fucked with. If we didn't have all that stuff, yeah, we could do something. At least some of us could. But the fact of the matter is, none of us is the best version of ourselves. Absolutely none of them. From me to the rest of you, how could we be? We've been fucking poisoned our whole life. I'm not even talking about this was just putting people in an early grave. And, you know, if you look at it from the elite's perspective, they think they're being benevolent. Instead of starting a war, they got rid of the, you know, low IQ herd. That's the way they look at it. They think they're benevolent. Perspective is everything in life. You talk to some of these people, they're like, well, listen, we could have had a war. We could have done this. We could have done that. Instead, we made a voluntary. So again, perspective is everything. But what I mean by being poisoned, it's in our water supply. Not just fluoride, but all sorts of bullshit. And it's meant to make sure that our abilities as humans never get to our full potential. They put it in the food. They put it in the air. For God's sake, they put it everywhere. So none of us are the best version of ourselves. They have made sure of that. If we were, they wouldn't be able to control us. Straight facts. That will come with some downsides too, but it is what it is. So getting back to the original point, yeah, 100% a deity exists. And I am not an atheist. I think if you actually think atheism is real, and I've ran into some 7 life paths like this. They're the 7 life paths that are very scientifically based. Everything has to be pure science with them. You know, smart people, but they're only using one side of their brain. You know. that type of stuff only gets you so far. I mean, you'll be above average, but that's all you'll ever be. You know, that nice 6-man coming off the bench, that's about it. Don't have what it takes to be a starter because you're not using both sides of your brain. It is what it is. So I'm not an atheist. If you're an atheist, you really need to look at this world and ask yourself, how the fuck is this all possible? If you honestly are atheist, this is a simulation. Something way above us created this simulation, and there's most likely evil deities that are running this whole damn simulation. So Now that I've explained the very basis, let's go into the real bones of it. Here's what it is. I personally believe that we're pretty much slaves. All of us are energetic slaves, because it doesn't matter if you're an insect, an animal, or a human. You need to do two things. You need to drink water, and water is the matrix's blood. Everything has to drink water. And two, everything has to sleep. When you sleep, you leap. Where are you leaping? The dream world. Now that that part is established, what are we doing here? Well, see, there's a lot of NPCs, and this doesn't really concern them. But to the people with souls, and I'm assuming a lot of people with souls are actually my followers. I mean, I don't think there's more than 144 million people with souls on this planet. I really don't. I think the rest are NPCs, and that means, yes, a lot of people are NPCs. But if you're gravitating towards me and this type of information, not even me, just the type of information, then most likely there's something in you. Doesn't mean everyone listening has it, and I can't go through the list and give you the reasons how you can tell if someone's an NPC, but one way I will give you: if red is their favorite color, that's a good sign that someone's an NPC. Now, is it 100% sure? No. Just like if I tell you a single mother is going to be in poverty 75% of the time, but 25% of the time she's not. So you can't say 100%. That's a tell. If you see someone with a fucked up voice, talking with the list, looking all fucked up with the color red all around them, yeah, pretty good chance that's an NPC. And NPC, basically soulless person, organic portal, whatever you want to call it. So I believe that the people with souls basically can create energy within this simulation. And how do you create that? With emotion. And that would make sense since the number or the master number that is most out there is number 11. Because you got to remember, 22s and 33s, that's extremely rare. Not that many 22s and 33s in the world. 11s, a lot of those. Quite a few 11s in the world. Now, they're all master numbers, and they're all old souls, but the 11s are the most emotional. So yeah, when it comes down to it, this whole matrix is designed to get emotional energy out of us. And when you have emotional energy in a soul, you can actually store that emotional energy within your auras, well, not within your auras, but within your chakras to a point, depending on how open they are. And then when you go to sleep, this deity feeds on us. It feeds on our emotional energy. Now, you might say, yo, dude, you're fucking crazy. This shit sounds fucked up. Well, ask yourself, have I not proved that this is a virtual reality? Have I not proved that numerology and astrology work? The only reason stuff like that could work is because this is a virtual reality. So if we have established this is a virtual reality, how crazy is that? What I'm actually saying is, I don't think it's that far off if you actually think about it. What evidence does anyone have that this deity or deities in charge of this planet is actually benevolent? I'm curious. And again, when I open up these lines, come on in here and tell me what evidence you have. Not that he's real. Again, we've established that he's real. What evidence do you have that he is benevolent? Because I don't believe he is, or it is. Excuse me. I don't mean to say God is, a man. That's definitely not the case. It's probably a hermaphrodite or something like that, something in between. If you look at God, G, gender, G, so it'd probably be neutral. So if I say stuff like that, it's just a figure of speech. I want people to understand that. But this deity, and now I'm going to give you evidence, and this is going to make sense for the people with souls. I'm going to give you evidence of how this works. There's all something out there we all want. Every one of us. And if you're a girl listening, you probably thought you found a guy. All this, you think he's perfect, then boom, something out the fucking blue happens. You had all that hope, and then it turns all sour. And it happens over and over. And it just doesn't make sense. Or you're a guy and you're guaranteed that fucking promotion. And every fucking time something happens out the blue to make sure you don't get it. Some NPC gets it, but not you. I can give you numerous examples. But the Matrix hits us all in different ways because there's all things we want. You're a mother. You want to be a mother. You got all your hopes. And this is what you want. This is the one thing you always wanted. And you have miscarriage after miscarriage after miscarriage. Yeah, there's going to be some science to explain it. But at the end of the day, the math doesn't make sense. And everyone listening right now knows of situations like that. And again, I told you, if you have a soul, this shit's going to hit you. Because what I'm going to say is going to give you goosebumps right now because you know it's real. Happy 11 day. This is what this Matrix is. Again, you want to acknowledge the Matrix? Fine, I acknowledge it. It's an all-powerful deity, or maybe deities. I acknowledge. I don't disagree. Whatever you want to call it. Ra, El, it doesn't matter. Whatever you want to call it. There's multiple gods, in my opinion, but if you want to argue with that, whatever. Some more powerful than others. And you might tell me that there's an all-powerful God somewhere who's in control of everything. You know what? You might be right. But in this virtual reality, in this realm, that thing is not interfering. And whatever is in charge of this realm is not benevolent at all. At all. Whatever it is in your life, it's going to come after you. It's going to give you false hope. There's nothing more dangerous in this world than false hope. Ooh, that gets people. Oh, remember this cue? Don't worry. Trust the plan. False hope. The elite live on false hope. You know, during the Russian Revolution, from 1917 to 1922, when the communists actually won, in the conservative capitalist areas, they were still for the monarchy and the Romanovs to a point. Those people always had propaganda from the other side that told them, don't worry. They told the people in the villages, don't worry. There's a plan. We're going to defeat these communists. Chill. Don't do anything. False hope. You remember 2020? Oh, we're going to overturn this election. It's going to happen. These people are going to be arrested. They're going to be thrown in Guantanamo Bay. They've already been arrested. You heard it all. Q was a psyop. False hope. And that's what this deity does. It gives us all false hope so it can feed off our emotional energy. Now, I've gotten a lot better over the years. Because, when I was younger, I used to, you guys think I have a big ego now. When I was younger, I was like, whoa, I'm the only one who knows how to do this. Remember, I had no students. I didn't tell anyone about this stuff. I was just doing this by myself. I'd just go in the elevator, just fuck with people. What's your birthday? Blah, blah, blah. How'd you know this? Because no one could do this at the time, at least at my level. Still, they can't do this at my level. So I was like, wow, but I didn't quite get at that point that this was a matrix. I just like, oh, okay, this stuff works. Who really cares why? I mean, I cared, but I didn't really delve into it. Then after I started looking at things and I started seeing patterns of talking to people where they would have baby mamas with their enemy sign or things like that. And it was always the same thing. This hot broad or this attractive man came and it was all good, and then boom. And having a child with your enemy sign, well, it's just going to fuck you up your whole life. But think about how much emotional energy you can suck out of a relationship like that if you're a deity. So if you're a deity, you're trying to set stuff like that up. You're trying to make sure, if you're a goat, let's make sure that Toyota, appears at his next door neighbor's house and just how so happens to be for sale. Just to make sure he's in his enemy sign, so maybe he gets in an accident, and that causes emotional energy. This is what this numerology and astrology stuff is so good for. It makes you avoid those matrix traps. To a point. Now, the deity is still going to get us whatever way he wants. But if you can avoid little landmines over here and there, makes your life a little bit smoother. Knowledge is the only defense us plebs have. And again, I want to make this abundantly clear because people think I have some messiah complex or something. I want to repeat this one more time. I am nothing, absolutely nothing compared to whatever this deity is. If I'm special, maybe I'm more special than people on this planet. But compared to what the hell is going on out there, I am nothing. And it's a damn shame that I'm always the smartest person in the room. I'm not saying that in a cocky manner. It's a damn shame that it's me. Because if that's the case, and honestly, when it comes to this type of information, that's what it seems it is, we in a lot of trouble. We really are. Okay, because I ain't no saint, I ain't no savior. I'm just here on the planet to wake people up. See, that's my mission in life. That's not a mission I chose. That was the mission that was given to me. God help knows why the fuck I accepted this shit. What the hell do I need this stress for? I mean, I really don't need it, but for some reason, I have to help accelerate the process of waking my fellow people with souls up. That's what I do. This information, whether you're in GG33 or not. Now, if you're in GG33, you obviously know a lot more about the Matrix than most, including most of the elite. Then again, the top of the elite, what do you think? They don't know everything ever released on the internet? Of course they do. Of course they do. I remember I was doing a special reading with somebody, and they had equipment because they worked for the people in intelligence, and they wanted to see where my line was being tapped to, and it went strength to Langley. And if people know where Langley is, then you understand what I'm talking about. If not, you got some research to do. Knowledge is the only thing that will give us a fighting chance to avoid those landmines in the Matrix. Now, sometimes you're not going to be able to do anything about it. Sometimes the Matrix sets you up like it set me up. I'll tell you exactly how it set me up from the very, very beginning. I'm a snake, and I'm born in Ohio, which is my enemy state. Now, there's not that many pig states in America. Okay? I just happen to be born in one of them because I'm a snake. Okay. You would not believe the opposition I faced in Cleveland, Ohio. Literally waking up in the morning in 2006 before all these Twitters and all these Facebooks got real hot. Even before that, 2004, 2005. And literally having the top talk show hosts of that city taking shots at me, doing parody, doing trolls of me. And I wouldn't even be allowed to defend myself because I couldn't call in. I would go on a show called the Mike Trevisano Show. You guys can look it up. He passed away, ironically, because he took the booster when I told him not to a week after. Damn, sucks. And this man let me on his radio station, and he was the top guy in Ohio. Literally Ohio, he was the top guy. And whenever he didn't want to do any prep work, whenever he didn't feel like doing anything, he would just call me in studio because he knew I could run my mouth for 3 hours nonstop. So that's where I got really good at this stuff, because I was basically the go-to guy for the top guy in Ohio. But all the other radio stations, all the other hosts would basically just take shots at me 24/7. It is what it is. I was a local celebrity in Cleveland. I was voted in the top 10 name recognition by the Cleveland Plain Dealer or something like that. I mean, hell, I work for them, so maybe that's why they did it. That's before the Cleveland people got me fired for saying LeBron was going to leave for the Heat. A whole nother story. Okay. I hate these damn motorcycles, man. There should be some kind of noise ordinance against this bullshit. It is what it is. There you go. Keep making noise. I swear to God, it's the same motherfucker who does this every fucking night at about 1, 2 o'clock. He takes his fucking motorcycle, and right now, listen, it's real quiet. Everyone's sleeping. This is like the only quiet time right now. And this motherfucker would do this every single day. And it's so loud and it's so compact here that he will literally wake anyone up. Piece of fucking garbage. I mean, I swear this guy's doing it on purpose. Piece of fucking shit. But, that's how some people get off. That's exactly how some people get it. That's an NPC who wants to get reactions out of people like he just got out of me. And they're the Matrix feeds. And again, I'm better about it than most. I try very hard not to be emotional. And again, it's more difficult for 11s than it is for me. And obviously for women, it's extremely difficult for women not to be emotional. They're wired very, very differently. But again, the key in life is knowing what the weaknesses are. Because if you don't know what they are, you actually can't work out. But going back to the original point, and we're going to open up the phone lines, or the Twitter lines, or the Elon Musk lines, whatever the hell we want to call them. Kat, you'll be co-host soon. And if you think that I'm off base, holler at me. But I'm going to make something abundantly clear. And this is a new rule I know Kat's going to appreciate. If you're boring, you're gone. I don't care how interesting the question is. If you're boring, you're gone. If you don't have a voice for this, you're gone. If you're going to be stuttering, talking, you're gone. I don't care about hurting feelings. This is how we're going to run shit. You better come strong, because this is what happens. You open up the phone lines, but someone comes on there and he's boring as hell, or he doesn't have a good speaking voice, and people start leaving. So you're not going to kill my audience, people. All right? I don't care how that sounds. Having said that, now we're going to add Kat as co-host, and we're going to start this show. If people think what I'm saying is wrong, come at me. But again, don't argue God with me. No one's arguing God. Not one person is arguing God. I'm arguing whether he's benevolent or not. I'm giving you evidence that he isn't. Show me proof. Give me proof that this is a benevolent God. Kat, are you with me?
Mic check, mic check, mic check. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. So we know what the topic at hand is. I know you appreciate the new rule. If they're boring, Kat, just be like, yo, man, we got to give this guy the hook, and that's what it's gonna be. If someone doesn't have a good speaking voice, I'm sorry. You know, what can I do? I mean, I wanted to be a gymnast. I don't have a gymnast body. We all have our gifts. So if you can't talk good, get out the way and let someone else who can. Kat, how's that sound with you?
That sounds marvelous. And we're at 257 right now. If that number drops, you'll know why you got
there you go. So, Kat, we're going to give out like every 5 minutes, we're going to give a count of how many people in here. If someone gets in here and we start having drops, give them the hook. Anyways, let's start. There's 257 people in here. I'm sure some of you guys do not like me. So here you go. Stop. Use your burner account and holla. Tell me why I'm wrong, because I'm sure all you Muslims, Christians, and even Jews want to educate me on things. Come on in.
Yo, Gare Bear. Gare Bear. I got a question for you.
Already with the innuendos, but go ahead.
Who's your favorite founding father? Who do you think is the smartest founding father? It's an obvious answer.
I would go with Benjamin Franklin.
It's probably TJ. So I'm going to go with TJ. So you were saying something about God having interactions on Earth. So TJ, you can go read his readings. Go read all his writings, everything. Go to Monticello. Go do whatever. He got to the end of his life. He thought God was real, but zero interaction on Earth. He puts that up to us. So that's kind of where I'm at. I wonder if anybody else has anything else to say.
No,
we lost 7 listeners. We lost 7.
I lost 7 listeners. He's got to go.
I got it, Gary.
You got to go.
Yeah, you got to go. So here's the thing. I will answer his question. I said if there is a benevolent God somewhere, he most likely doesn't interfere. That's what I said. Did you? I mean, you heard me say that, right, Kat?
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay.
I did.
So it wasn't me just thinking I said it. I actually did say it. So if you heard it, that means another 200 people in here heard it. So we know what I said. So let's not go back and be like, yo, cover points I already did. Okay. When you're trying to tag me, come on in here with some strong points. Kat, who's next?
Me.
And the thing is, I don't want to hear what another man said, some other man that other lived. We want to hear what you had to say.
Bring
up, the founding father. We're going to stay on topic here. The founding father, this guy, this. We're going to stay on topic.
Articulate what the person you want to talk about said it yourself. That's simple.
All right.
Let's go. What you got?
Gary, I'm here.
Speaking. Go ahead, man.
So let me ask you something, Gary. Did you believe in Jesus?
Muhammad, Jesus, whatever, dude.
Okay.
I mean.
So let me ask you something. What happened 2023 years ago?
I don't know. Were you there?
You tell me.
You were I wasn't there. I don't know. I'm asking you. Were you there?
No, I wasn't there.
Okay, so how do you know what happened? How could any of us know what happened? I mean, they fucking lie about the news today. They lie about what happens all over the world. Yet we're supposed to believe what's in a book fucking written 2,000 fucking years ago. Are you for real?
So you're telling me that for thousands of years, everybody who's seen Jesus, everybody who actually heard about the guy Jesus who died 10 years ago, just as fucking cockwits, and they just decided, okay, well, this imaginary guy Jesus, who I guess 10 years ago, I haven't heard of him, but let's go ahead and change the world clock to make it 2023 years ago that this guy was born, and this is the year we're going to base everything off of in history.
Okay, so you're telling me just because they have some kind of date, they can't make up the story that went with it? I mean, what evidence do you have that what they're saying is real? They could have started that date for a wide variety of reasons. They could, like, for instance, the San Francisco 49ers. they're going to say that name is the 49ers because of the 1849 gold rush. And to most logical people, that makes sense. But I know what it is. 4 + 9 is 13, and that's homage to the 13 Illuminati families. So there's a meaning, and then there's a deeper meaning. So, my friend, unless you have strong evidence, and again, the floor is yours. I mean, we hear it. Because what you're saying right now would be considered in court hearsay.
Actually, it's not, because Jesus is actually one of the most documented people on the planet. More than you, and more than Muhammad. And it's funny enough, here's why Christianity is real over Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
And here's why Muslim is fake. And here's why.
Okay, come on, break it.
Let's get into it. Here's why Muslim is fake, and here's why you don't see many people going after Muslim. Here's the exact reason why right here. The reason why is because Muslim is false. Think about it. If you were the devil,
why is Islam the fastest? Why is Islam the fastest growing religion in the world right now? Then
let me get into it. Come on, bro.
Okay, go ahead.
Think about it. If you were the devil, why would you attack the wrong religion? It doesn't make sense. It's already false. It doesn't make sense for you to attack the wrong religion, because any way it goes, it's already fake. The devil, in the code of a Muslim, the code is false. So there's no reason for the devil to attack.
Okay, I got your point. That my
and
friend.
The devil attacks
Bands. This is a terrible fucking argument.
I think that's a bad argument, my friend. I don't think you'd win, persuade too many people with that. I'm just giving you facts.
Bands. If you want to play the motherfucking date game, who the fuck predates Jesus? Who the fuck predates Jesus?
Hey, relax.
I don't know what you're trying to say, but I'm talking to Gary though. Jay.
Okay. Who?
No. It's all right.
One at a time. So Jay, stay in your place. Don't talk over him. One at a time.
Let the man respond, because he had a strong reaction to what you said. Go,
we can debate. Come on, Jay.
Okay, Bands. Listen, if you want to play the date game about how Islam is wrong because it came after Jesus, what predates Jesus? Let's hear it. Everyone's listening.
You talking about Judaism?
Anyone, everyone. Judaism, sure. Let's hear about it.
Fuck Judaism. It's fake.
It's fake. Okay, so wait a second. You just came in here. Hey, settle down. You just came in here and so did Islam and so did Judaism, but we're supposed to believe that your God, which you believe in, is the real one, but the two others are fake. You know what's more likely? All three of them are fake. That's the most likely scenario. Not just one or two, but all of them. That's what I believe.
What you don't realize is all of the elites know God is real. And
I'm not debating
exactly. that. So if you know that
the debate was whether God is benevolent, not whether he was real.
Benevolent, what does that mean for all the people out there?
All right, my friend, we're gonna have to cut this show conversation short if you don't know what benevolent means.
Out there who don't know what benevolent is.
Okay, we're gonna test this. Kat, do you know what benevolent means?
Talking about Gary, it's over 200 people in here.
Kat, do you know what benevolent means?
Fair, just, good.
So Kat does. Okay, my friend, we're gonna have to save you for next time. You didn't know what benevolent was. He's got to go.
Sure.
Now, the guy who was yelling, hold your turn. You seem like a good guy to come in there and do a counter argument, but not too sure you know what the hell you're talking about either. So, Kat, who's next?
So do you want that last guy that he was going with him, or are you getting dropped to the J guy?
Give me someone new.
All right. Or someone
Jay
new.
Is here. Jay is here. Can you hear me?
I'd love to see.
Okay.
Well, he's the same guy that was talking to the other guy, but he talking.
Okay, Jay, you guys slow down. Other people.
Jay's here. Can you hear me?
He's other people. He wants somebody new. Sorry, Jay. That's. But hey, boss's orders. Up next, we're gonna go with Acidic. Acidic, go ahead.
Yo. What's good?
No. I mean, listen, you gotta come strong. So again, the question is, can you prove that God is benevolent?
No, I cannot. No, I cannot.
Oh, that didn't work too well.
Well, I mean, I'm not a 33.
You're a 33 life
No, I
path?
said I'm not a 33, so I can't prove shit.
Phone is going on now or everyone else's?
I mean, I'm only a 7, so like shit, you know. I can't prove shit.
What do you mean you can't prove shit? That means you have an intellect. That means you can use your intellect to try to have an articulate argument to prove your point. Why can't you do that?
Because I'm actually not against your position, Gary. I actually
Well,
believe
that's
what
what
you're
you got
saying.
to say then. That it will, if you're gonna come in here and cheerlead, let me hear it, brother. You know what I'm saying? Give me an example. I feel you, but listen, I'm born on the 7 too.
Yeah.
So you know, don't think that we can't talk. I got a mouthpiece for days, bro.
Well, but I've only just got more questions than really, to be honest, instead of like
Well, what's
fucking
your
debating
question,
shit.
man?
Well,
What's your
like
question, man?
if they're all deities up there, right? Well, who created the deities? Like,
Who
what
the
are they
hell
doing up there?
knows? All I know is when it comes down to this realm, whatever deity is running it is not a benevolent thing. It is not benevolent. I believe there's a lot of deities. I think they have ranks, you know. But the question is there a almighty deity somewhere that is an overseer of everything and he doesn't interfere? That could be possible. I can't say yes or no. All I can tell you is if that is real, he doesn't interfere at
But
all.
they've been doing it for so bloody long. Like, how many years have they been doing it now? You know, like find a new
How
hobby.
many
I don't
years
know.
have they?
Like,
How many years have they been recycling souls? I have no idea. That's probably a long process. Goes way back before BC, probably.
well, do you have any information on that?
Before BC, how could I possibly have any information on that? Because how do I know anything is accurate? I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example how I can cross-reference stuff so everyone can understand. There's always been one of those things that said that Hitler escaped to Argentina with the Germans. And there's always been these stories, and you see videos, but all that stuff can be made up. And then I read a book about how the Nazis fled to Argentina, and there was a little key fact in there, and it just sprung. And it said that Eva Braun divorced Adolf Hitler in 1955. Now, the reason that made sense is because 1955 is the year of the goat, and Hitler was an ox. So that little bit of fact made me understand that what's going on from that standpoint is real. So I can actually cross-reference different things around the world. That's just one of many techniques. So when it comes down to it, I have no techniques that can reach back before BC. There's no recorded history. There's no nothing. And for all there is, how do you know it's even true? I mean, fuck, I question whether they went to the moon. I don't know that's real. I don't know that they went to the moon.
Yeah.
That might be fake. So if they're faking shit in 1969, what the fuck makes you believe what they tell you in BC is real? Come on, man.
Well, what? I guess there'd be like some point where it starts where they record shit, right? But it's at least somewhat fucking accurate. Like, it better be somewhat accurate, right?
Nah, man. The only thing that's accurate is the fucking lines and trees, bro. That's the only thing you trust. You fucking cut down a tree and fucking, count the rings and you know how fucking old that motherfucker was. That's the only fucking thing I trust. All of that other shit is bullshit. Anyways, good talking to you. Kat, who's next?
Eternal, you're up next. Go ahead, Eternal.
Hello, guys. First, I would like to acknowledge this topic, Gary. I think this is a real smart topic. And the question that you asked is God benevolent? I would say that God is like right down the middle, because when you were talking about on the podcast with Obama Malik, I'm stuttering, I'm sorry. About the Clintons and the bodies that they got, those bodies, if God was fair, then they would have been dead, in my opinion. if God is fair.
Well, what if those people were organic portals, NPCs, and they didn't have souls? So if they don't have any souls, how do you have any karmic debt because you didn't actually do anything?
True. Maybe they were just those bodies were just there to make examples, something like that. I don't know.
I don't know. I know something very interesting. I know that John F. Kennedy Jr. Was going to be the next senator out of New York, and the Clintons definitely did something to his plan. So Hillary Clinton could be senator, and this was like 23 years ago. I have a special connection to John F. Kennedy Jr. because he married Caroline, and his wife was born January 7th. And Mr. John F. Kennedy Jr. was born on the same day as my wife. So, I look at stuff like that. I'm like, okay, interesting. And that's why, I have always went after the Clintons. I have always tried to expose the Clintons. I mean, even with Obama, I showed that guy some respect. Even in the podcast, if you watched it, even though I was dissecting his life, I was still showing the man respect. I have no respect for the Clintons, and part of that is because they took out someone who was, for lack of a better term, an energetic family member. So I owe them.
All right, and then what about Princess Diana? Like the people who set her up, do you think they'll receive karma or not?
Again, depends if they have souls, my friend. I think that's what it always depends on. Sure. Anyways, Kat, go to Gabriel. He's the guy with no face. What's on your mind, Gabriel?
Hey, brother. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, brother. Yeah, first of all, I just want to say, like I told Kat a while back, I'm gonna have a chance to talk to you. You're the only reason I turned my Twitter back on, bro. The only reason. You brought it. Otherwise, I'd have kept that shit off. So I ran on the picture because I don't. You're the only reason I have it. Straight up.
I appreciate it, and honestly, I look forward to the day where I can delete all of this shit, dude. But it is what it is.
Well, anyways, my whole thing is I'm a Christian. Been a Christian since 2000.
You turn another cheek?
No. The Bible says, okay, this is what the Bible says. Turn the cheek twice, not 3 times. No, I don't turn the other cheek.
You still turn it twice, though?
Yeah, after that, I don't turn it. And I'm not like you, bro. I'm very vengeful, bro. Like, if someone pisses me off, I'll go.
Yeah, I just, when people tell me they're a Christian, that means different things to me, because when I'm in Russia and they're Christian, that means if they see they're not going to be tolerant. If you're in Poland, if you're in Ukraine and you're Christian, you're not going to be tolerant about certain things. Let me finish. But if you're in America and you say you're Christian, that kind of tells me you could be soft. Maybe not in your case, but most of these American Christians, I think they're soft, because I got to tell you, he's running a train on them.
I don't go to any church. I don't worship it. I don't have any pastor that I'm beneath. I study the Bible by myself, and let me say this again. Me and you, about 90% of what you say, I agree with. You are the only reason I turned my Twitter back on, homie. Let me
hear the butt though, brother, because I hear it coming.
What does that tell you? What does that tell you about where my brain is at, where my beliefs are at? If you're the only reason,
I got you. It makes sense, brother. But let me hear the butt now.
My thing is, this is my thing. You have free will, and because you have free will, that has to go into the equation. Okay, so everybody can do whatever they want. So everything you see around you in this world, in this shithole world that we live in, they all want to steal your free will. They want to make you a slave. That's what everything is geared to, make you a slave, to try to take your free will, to give you the illusion you don't have free will. And so everything revolves around free will.
Do you pray?
Every day.
Okay, so you do that off your free will, correct?
But here's the thing, though. You gotta remember.
No. Just answer the question. Yes or no?
I ask for help and guidance.
Okay.
I don't always.
So if I don't pray, that's my free will also, and that is my right. But it says in the Bible, I am a jealous God. So let me ask you, my friend, is jealousy a positive or negative trait?
The Bible was written first of all, and that's what it says in English. You got to remember the Bible was written in Koine Greek, it was written in Aramaic and Hebrew. So it depends on what you mean by jealous God. I'd have to get a concordance in front of me to know.
Again, I can't think of any positive way that you can actually use jealousy if you're an almighty, benevolent deity.
You're saying the English translation. See, people don't understand that the Bible. There's a lot of books in the Bible that were taken out.
Okay. Let's move off the English translation and me saying that because again, you again, and I have free will not to worship, and let me ask you, if what I'm saying is true. If what I'm actually saying is true, and again, you said you follow 90% of this stuff, so this shouldn't seem too. Okay, you said 90% of it. Okay, you agree with 90%. You agree with 90%. So, when it comes down to this, if I'm right that this deity,
Everything good over there, Gary? Is the guy doing the motorcycle shit again? I don't know if something happened. All I heard was, oh, fuck, and then his audio cut out.
I think his phone shut off or something.
Yeah, something happened. Hopefully his phone didn't die. If the space ends abruptly, we know what happened. I'm pretty sure he'll relaunch it. Or maybe not, because that's how Gary is sometimes. Sometimes you might just say, fuck it, and you might hear from him 3 days later. We'll figure out right now.
He's getting to be a very busy guy, man, so I get it.
Yeah, he's a high-demand individual. Gary, can you hear me? Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Gary.
You don't have any, I don't see anything on my phone, bro. I don't see a mic. I don't see anything. I just see his
we'll see. We'll wait it out.
Yeah.
We'll wait it out. I think this is a great topic. This is probably arguably one of the greatest spaces topics ever presented because no one else can really speak on it like we can, especially Gary, when it comes to this type of stuff. So this, even if he closed the opening monologue after he's finished talking, I wouldn't even open up the lines. I would have ended it right there. There's nothing much more to say.
I'm telling you, bro. That's the only reason I got a Twitter, because of Gary, bro. Straight up. I agree with, when I go to Twitter and I look at what the fuck he's talking about. I do that every day because I agree with 95% of what he says, if I'm being real. But the religion thing for me, though, bro, it's like
I remember we talked before in my space. I remember you, Gabriel.
I don't have a
you read your Bible, pray every day, and grow.
Bro, I don't know. I read the Bible, but I don't. Nah, bro.
Oh, you don't pray every day? You don't read your Bible? Okay.
I talk to God every day, brother.
All right, you do? What does he say? Wait, this is a good one. You walked into that one. So what does he say back?
What I know about you is you had a bad experience. There's a lot of shit.
No. Wait a minute. You said, wait, Gabriel, you can't just say that. You say you speak to God every day. What does he say back? What does he sound like?
Well, it just depends, man. Sometimes
it depends.
Sometimes through words. I mean, I think you just had a real. You know what, dude? I'm gonna tell you straight up. I think you had a shitty relationship because most Christians are pieces of shit. I'm gonna say it right now.
But listen. Most Christians that's all fine and dandy. But listen, you're speaking to God. You're doing something that all of us can't do. Wait a minute, Gabriel, you're speaking to God. Nothing else matters. You have this. That's more important. You're speaking to God. What does He say back? What is the subject matter? What is He saying to you?
Sometimes I hear His voice. Sometimes it'll be a sign. Sometimes He doesn't say nothing.
Okay, but did He give you anything about the future? When is the Antichrist coming? When is the world going to anything like that?
That's who knows when it's going to. Does it affect me now and today? Does it put food in my family's mouths? No.
Because remember, Gabriel, there's many people who don't have a relationship with God.
It's about a relationship with God, exactly right.
Yeah, but exactly.
Let me ask you
wait, Gabriel, I'm the one asking the question. Wait a minute. You said you speak to God. You said that, right? What does He say? How you have a relationship? How does that conversation go? What is the mood? Is he normally in a bad mood, a good mood? Because you speak to him every day. How does it go?
What's the mood with your best friend? What's the mood with a loved one? When you talk to a loved one, what is it?
Is he more of a happy person or more of a mean person? You say you talk to him every day. What is his mood like normally? A majority of the time.
For me, he's good, man. For me.
So a majority of the time he's good.
Otherwise,
okay. What does he